G'day everyone, welcome back to the Masculine Rebirth channel. So today I want to talk about addictions and obscurations and burning up karmas. So my past was very heavily addicted, very heavily influenced by drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, video games, and I went pretty deep into that world to the point where I lost myself, even though it did create an awakening, an opening in 2012. I still fell right back into all the addictions. And it wasn't until I landed myself in prison for a year where everything got pulled away from me, all these addictions that sort of were just in my face, keeping me from being able to see that there were obstructions to the true self, or the nature of what it is to be, I guess, a spiritual human or a spiritual being, or just the true nature of mind. And in prison I had a few experiences in there which I'm still can't quite put my finger on, because of all the addictions, the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, the video games, the porn, were completely gone for a year. I wasn't obstructed by as much phenomena that was stopping me from seeing who I truly was. And then when I came out of prison, all of those addictions came flooding back, and I was obstructed again. And over time, I've become sober, and I've stopped playing video games, and stopped drinking alcohol. And the big one for me has been like sex addiction. I wouldn't say sex addiction, just the desire to have sex daily with my wife. That's been a big obstruction. And what I've become to learn in this is, if we swing to the other extreme of complete sobriety, we can start to get caught in this sort of self-image and this sort of distorted view of what it means to be sober. But then we're in the other side, we're addicted to being sober, and we're obstructed again. Even though we might feel more clear and we're feeling more healthy and with all the things, is we still have a rigid view of another thing. We're addicted to another thing. We're not addicted to the lifestyle of sobriety. And I fell into that, and it wasn't until after 5 years I drank again, and I went pretty heavily into it. But I was only having 2 to 3 drinks. It was quite conscious. I was quite aware. And then after a time, I think it was like 3 months, 4 months of that, it's just ceased. And I realized it was like I was burning it all up. I was burning away all the karma of that. And now there is no pull whatsoever. And there's no sort of like, I'm on the other side going, alcohol's bad or evil, wrong. And same thing happened with cannabis for me as well. And I can feel the same thing is happening for me with sex. It's burning away. I keep flicking between the two extremes of celibacy, or let's go into sex and be conscious with it. It's like they're just still two extremes, and it's like, how do you find the middle path of like burning away this very natural desire so that it can, you can just, you're okay in it. You can be okay in it, and eventually it burns away and it neutralizes. And then if it does occur in your life, and you do have as a chance to have a drink or whatever, sex, whatever it is, there's a different relationship with it. One, you have choice, so you can say yes or no. You're not making it wrong or bad. And there's a different level of enjoyment. You're not trying to avoid or suppress or numb, or you're not trying, on the other side of it, you're not trying to be perfect. You're not trying to be well put together by not having it. And that's something that I learned over time. It's taken a long time to get to this point. And just another experience I can share in terms of burning up karmas, or burning up obstructions for you to be in a different state or relating to life in a certain way. was I went to Japan with my children, and it was super stressful. Well, it's like with my family and 3 kids, and it's super stressful for a lot of it. Not, it was a beautiful experience, but it was stressful. 3 kids under 7, right? And I noticed in there, because of the peak stress, is what was getting burned up was just my unconscious knee-jerk sort of expressions of taking out my frustrations on my family, so my wife and my kids, because I'm stressed out. Rather than managing the stress and dealing with the stress, I was taking it out. And since coming back to Australia, there's been none of that. It's like I've burnt up all of that projection of frustration or anger or stress onto others, and it doesn't happen anymore, because now I know what I need before I get to that point. That's another way to look at it, is, you know, what do you need before you get to that point of having an experience of an obstruction? Or how do you meet the obstruction in a way that is conscious and intimate, so that you can dissolve it and burn it up and neutralize it, so that it's not going one way, to one extreme, or the other extreme. So otherwise it's just going to perpetuate the pattern, or you're going to perpetuate the karma, or add another layer of karma onto it, and then bring the view, whatever side you're on, whether it's the rigid side of this and this, or this side over here of just completely enjoying it, is you anchor it in further. So this is what's helped me shift so many things, is actually now realizing that sometimes you have to go through something very consciously, and almost like, oh, this is just what's happening. I'm getting in contact with this, and oh, okay, cool. We keep reflecting, and layers upon layers upon layers get revealed to you whilst in it. But when you avoid it and you go on to like the other fucking extreme of the thing that it's unfinished, almost like unfinished business, you're just perpetuating another thing and creating another obstruction. That's what my experience has been like anyway. And now I'm in this completely different place, where there's, if I wanted to have a drink of wine, say with my wife, not that we ever do that anyway, there would be no right or wrong. I wouldn't be whipping myself. I would be like, oh, I need to be sober, or this is spiritual, this isn't spiritual. Oh, it just is. It just is. And it's not going to completely destroy my life. It's one drink. Okay, there's multiple views of this, of course, but at the end of the day, it's not going to destroy my life. So, burning up karmas, burning up obstructions, shifting your views into no view, or attempting to go into no view. Not that I've landed there completely, but having glimpses into that there is ultimately no view, and that the space gets filled with your shit, your perceptions, your assumptions, your beliefs, and your view. So, I hope that helps you enjoy the video.